Welcome in to Creator CTO. It's me, your boy, Creator CTO, JL Garofalo. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're joining me, then you are here to watch some AI, some job board. We're going to build the job board. We've been building a job board, and we're going to continue to build the job board using AI, using your input. It's a sports job board. And today, the feature that we're building is a smart what did I say? It was smart email, smart job alerts. So we're building smart job alerts today, which means, let's see, we're live, making sure we're live. Yep, we're all good to go. Which means for a job, if you've ever gone and used a job board like Indeed or LinkedIn or Monster or Angel, whatever, you've almost certainly gotten 1,500 emails that were like, hey, there are 14 new jobs available for you. Come check them out. And then you're just scrolling your email like a normal person, and you're like, oh, new job. You click that job, and then you go to the job board. You visit the job board. And so that's what we're building today is this job board email notification feature, a newsletter that's smart enough to know based off of your preferences what jobs we should be sending, what jobs we should send to the user at the end of the day. So let's get into it. Where's that? Where's she at? Boom, here we go. All right. So this is your first time joining me here on Creator CTO, then you might not be familiar with what we're building. This is a job board. It's already in production. You go to jobs.frontyardfantasy.com. See it? And so this is the job board in production. We got 445 jobs that are currently live across 29 brands. We got some teaser jobs here. All these jobs are in the sports and gaming industry, which is the main industry in which I operate in. And it just pulls in, aggregates jobs from across that industry's brands. And then we're going to display them. So if you're trying to get into the sports industry, you've always wanted to work in sports, it's really tough to find all these jobs. They're all scattered around. You have to go to the different brands. You have to know which ones to go. And then you got to do that regularly because especially after building this, I realize these brands, they be adding new jobs every day. Every day there's new stuff going in. Like Prize Picks is rehiring their entire leadership team. Just popped through the feed over the weekend. Dude Perfect's hiring a ton of people. Polymart, there's just like a ton. And if you don't have a way to actively get that info, then you might just miss you while you're living life, which of course is preferable to sitting here waiting for jobs to be posted. Welcome in the chat. Welcome in. If you're interested in AI or interested in the job board or building products, throw your questions in the chat. We can answer them. We can talk about AI. We can talk about the product. But today we are building a smart job notification feature for this job board. What does that mean? Well, for the job board, we want to notify the users, people who are looking for jobs. We want to be able to send them alert them when there is an opportunity that they would be interested in. Like I said, we get new jobs every single day that are coming through that I approve. And so we want to make sure that those jobs, as soon as they come through, get to the right people. And not every person who's visiting a job board, using a job board, necessarily wants the same notifications every time, right? Like someone might already have a job and they're not necessarily actively looking right now, but it's their industry. They want to keep their eyes open, or they're looking to make a move, whatever. And then there are other people, maybe closer to myself right now, who are like actively looking every day, seeing what opportunities are out there, what companies are hiring, where are they hiring, why. And it's interesting. So that's a different segment. It's a different type of person using this product. And we want this smart notification feature to be useful to both of these people. Why am I making this point? Well, I'm sure you can imagine if you're not actively looking for a job and you're getting hammered with emails every single day with, oh, new jobs. It's going to get annoying, man. Like especially if those jobs aren't jobs that you're particularly interested in, right? They're not the ones that you're even looking for. Then you definitely are going to unsubscribe or get rid of that. This is the wrong thing. That's why I'm on the wrong freaking account. I'm an idiot. All right, sorry about that. I just realized I went live to the wrong account. That's not fantasy football. We're building AI. Whoops. All right. Well, hopefully those two people will find this again. I'm sure they will. All right, we're back. All right. Sorry, technical difficulties. Dumb user technical difficulties. Welcome back. If you were just joining us, we're building this notification feature. As I was mentioning, now we got it. Now we're in here. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Went to the wrong account. This is what I'm talking about. This is why they shouldn't let me use the computer anymore. But we're right. We're right. We're good now. All right. Well, hopefully the people who are now joining on the other Twitter account can see, or if you're the same people that were just here, then you probably don't want me to go over this again. But we're building a newsletter feature for our audience here for the job board. All right. Now I already started this with the bot. We're building with Claude Code today. If you didn't join us in the last one, we're mainly using Claude Code to build this job board right now. Whenever you're building with AI, you're not really stuck to using one or the other. Some people might tell you that, or you might just think that implicitly, like I'm stuck using Claude. But you can totally go and use a different one, especially if you have this like a code base that you're working through. So I already started working through this with the bot to try to figure out exactly what we want to build here. Uh, where is it? Okay, it's so hard to see. All right, so the purpose of this, working through some of this with the bot, was one to cut down some time. Uh, so I worked through the bot, and keep in mind, I'm not coming into this with a ton of. I want to show you the product process as it happens. So I'm doing this live, which means I don't necessarily have all like the prompts written out ahead of time. We're gonna write the prompts together. You're gonna watch me really like talk through it, talk to the bot, uh, and say the prompts out loud. But of course, you can. The prompts really matter here. So if you wanted to like replicate what we're doing here, you could do it the way that we're going to do it here. But there's probably more efficient ways to write out all the prompt and think about it ahead of time before you're just ripping with the bot. But we're vibe coding today. We're just ripping. So the first thing I explained the feature that I wanted to Claude. Uh, we're going to build smart job alerts. And I was like, design the full thing. And so it immediately gave me three options to pick through. And my response to it was, we want the simplest amount of effort on the user's part and the most amount of value delivered from us. Yeah, this isn't really that interesting. So what we landed on was essentially a weekly newsletter that has general, like the new jobs for the week that come in that don't rely on any sort of personalization. We don't need to know like what your job preferences are. Don't need to know what you're looking for. Simon in the chat saying, take away my computer access. Nice try. You can try, but you won't succeed, Simon. Simon's been trying to take away my computer for years. Let's see. Okay, put this back. All right, sweet. So where we're at, the weekly newsletter where it'll give the newest jobs from that week. And this is kind of like our catch-all. This is how we can provide value to all the users without having them do any extra steps, any extra work. As soon as they sign up and say, hey, I want this newsletter, then we can deliver value to them. On top of that, we're going to add another section to this newsletter in the second step here, which is going to be personalized job recommendations. Now that's going to be based off of the user preferences that the user sets. And we'll use that information to then find jobs in our database that are active that the user might want, grade them, and then include them in the newsletter for the user. We're breaking this up into two steps. And there's a reason for this, is that the second step, the personalization step, is a bit more complicated. The general newsletter step is mostly already set up with a news, like a week. We already have a weekly newsletter that's connected. I haven't sent anything out yet, but it is like all the bones are there, the pieces are there. And because we know that version of the feature, the general newsletter, is going to be baseline valuable across all the users. You might be asking, why are we even making a newsletter? Why this? Why not make more jobs? Or like, I don't know, like add something else that isn't a newsletter here. The newsletter is crucial to a product like this, like the job board. And I'll explain why. Let me pull this up. The job board, which people are have been giving feedback that several people in the industry, a bunch of people who have tried it out are like, "Oh, this is useful. I'm finding value in this." But what happens with products is that you kind of forget they exist, unless somebody's sitting there like, "Hey, this. Don't forget, like I'm here to help you." Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on in their life. They got a lot of things going on. They get a lot of emails, dude, and that's just going to get worse with AI. I'm telling you right now, like people are going to get cognitive overloaded for sure. And so this email is what's called like a re-engagement tactic. It's a way that we can remind the people who get value from us that we exist, that we're here, waiting, ready to give you value, and then it's also a means of which we can provide even more value. Something like jobs. It's helpful to know when a job drops. The sooner you apply, the more likely you are to maybe get the job. It could be a timing thing, right? They see another candidate they like. If you wait too long, and then all of a sudden now it's a decision for them. So there's like a timeliness value that we could provide to the customer. There's a discovery aspect to it. Hey, you might not have seen JL yapping about these jobs on the socials. You might not have had the time to go log into jobs.frontyardfantasy.com and go check it out yourself and go browse. So we bring it to you. We bring the jobs to you. Let's see. This is, so 445 jobs. I don't remember where I was going with that. We're going back to the newsletter. Don't pay attention to that. You can see that. So I'm working through this with a bot, and we're working through the planning part of this first. This is a little tip for AI stuff. If you haven't really used AI a lot, then you can get a lot better output if you do a planning step ahead of the execution step. Like break whatever the thing is up that you're trying to get it to do into 2 steps. First one, planning. Second one, execution. You are able to reduce the amount of like wasted tokens you're using, just ripping and dipping. Giving Claude the feedback, like, I don't know, fix this thing. You'll save tokens. So if you're token conscious, then it'll help with that. But also, if you're less technical and you have a harder time maybe articulating all the requirements that you want, then it's going to be a better opportunity. Like you can work with the bot in the planning part, and then let them handle the execution, Mr. Bots. And so that's what we're doing here. We're doing the planning here. And so Claude's got one more question for me. Before I draft the design, newsletter management UX, when a user signs up or is already registered, how do they control what they get? And so this would likely be like a form. Right now there is one in the product. Pull it up. I added this in, but I didn't really plug it into anything initially when we first put this together, because this was like a little bit too much. And I didn't have any personalization features that were immediately available. And so this is the first time we're going to work this into the newsletter piece. It's an optional piece because it's an extra step. It's like extra info that we're asking the user to put in. We're going to add the personalization part as an optional as optional section in the weekly newsletter. And it's only going to be for people who go in and fill that out, who see the value of that, want that particular feature. Right now, this is a lot. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is a lot. I'm looking at this like, oh my God, I got to click through all this. Okay, job preferences, part-time, full-time. I mean, yeah, like contract, freelance, aren't those the same thing? I don't want an internship at this time. I don't think I'm good there. Even full-time, I don't know. But we'll just do full-time. What else here? I mean, I don't really want any of, like, I don't want an entry level role. It's a different season for me, bro. Sure. Staff. Is staff greater than VP or is staff worse than VP? I don't really understand when they use staff in role names. It seems like it's a really good thing, but it also seems like something that everybody is. Are we all staff? It's so confusing. We should definitely change this so that it's not just like an empty form, like intern on the bottom right entry at the, what are we bookending with entry and intern for? So this form could definitely get improved. We'll have bot do that. And then what was the second thing? So it's asking when a user signs up or is already registered, how do they control what they get? So they could do this by that form. What are you thinking? On by default, one click unsubscribe. Oh, okay, this is actually asking when do we opt them in to signing up? And this was a question that I wanted to work through with you all because I'm not sure the answer. So we've already had the job board launched. Keep this in mind. People have already signed up. There's like I haven't checked in like a week or something, but it's like 500 people pretty much immediately signed up. And so those 500 people, I don't know that we want to like auto opt them into newsletter, right? They're going to get an email from the jobs board and they'll be like, what the heck is this? I don't know if that's the best experience. So do we want to give them the option to maybe we opt them in by default and let them unsubscribe, or maybe we notify them that we're launching this feature, let them come back in and opt in. That's kind of the two options, I guess. And did this guy come up with one? Oh yeah, and then opt in at sign up and settings page. Checkbox during registration, send me weekly job updates, toggle in user settings, more respectful, but lower subscription rate. So where do we want to optimize? We want to optimize for the person. Do we want to optimize for us? We want to be selfish. On by default and lightweight settings. Everyone gets it automatically, but there's a simple settings toggle, not a whole preferences form to turn it off or adjust. The existing preferences page doubles as personalization input. Are these mutually exclusive? Like opt in, like I almost want multiple on by default, opt in at sign up. I feel like opt in at sign up's a good way to do it. Definitely lower subscription rates, but I don't know that that's a bad thing. We save on emails. We save like the few cents on not sending emails to people who don't care. But this is like the product itself is, and the feature we're adding. It's not like we're adding like this isn't a full marketing email. The idea here is that we're going to provide value to them. So maybe we'll just do it on by default and one click unsubscribe, especially since it's a new launch. It's like a new product launch. We're building in public. So if anybody gets pissed, it'll be great. They'll come yell at us in public and then we could yell back at them at public, or, kiss them and make it better in public. But so Claude bot says my lean is C. Maximizes reach without a heavy settings burden, and your existing preferences page already captures everything needed for personalization. On by default and lightweight settings. That's basically what we're saying. I don't really get these three options. Don't feel that different. All right, let's go see. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Don't come yapping at me afterwards. Like, damn, JL's just out here spamming everybody. It's just straight up human job spam. All right, Claude. Great. I have everything I need. Let me draft up the full design. Great. Get to work, Cloud. So while we're doing that, I'll show you what we got for the newsletter section. Oh, gosh, just leave me alone. Stop showing everyone my password. Stop. Stop. All right, yeah, this is not even the right password. Ba, 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 ba. All right, so this is the development job board. It's not production. And we can come in here and go, where did I put it? Newsletters. Newsletters. While he's working on the plan. So this is the initial newsletter feature that I had basically set up, ready for this next feature, this stream right now, what we're doing right now at this very minute. I haven't sent any out for that reason. So we can actually create the first edition. Job alerts would be like the basic list, just our generic kind of catch-all list. You can set the subject line in here. I hate, why did they say digest? I guess that's right. It just sounds weird. FYF job board digest. Jobs for everyone. I don't know, man. The full design is up at this. I don't know why Claude's been doing this lately. It's like its new thing is trying to show me in like a web browser instead of just telling me. 2-layer, 5 sections to review. All right, open up. Open your mouth, Cloud. Oh, and that broke. Okay, that's good to know. Come on. Come on now. That local host isn't working, Cloud. And also, while you're at it, Claude, fix this. Also, we're getting a bug. I love piling on. Claude deserves it. He loves the work, cherishes it. Work really builds his character. Okay, stop. Yeah. All right. Well, Claude is working on that. We'll go back here. Okay, so it's creating a new migration in our database that's going to let us like mark. Uh, it's going to create a new table, so newsletter featured jobs. This is how we'll keep track of which jobs are featured in each newsletter, so that we can just automate it, pulls it, sends it, and we could do things like not include the same one twice, which will be key. Again, the whole point of this is zoom out. The whole entire point of this product, this job board product, is to make it as easy as possible to connect job seeker with job hoster, job opportunity holder. Everything that we do is in that vein, is for that cause. It's to reduce that friction. It should be like ideal case scenario. Of course, we can't build a product like this yet, but like ideal dream world is like the person at the company or at the brand who's like, boom, I want an AI engineer. And then the very next second, the perfect candidate who's looking for the AI engineer job at that brand is like, ding, I got it. Like, that's me. Let me go apply. Obviously, that's ridiculous, JL. We can't live in that type of world. It's too convenient. I know. But we can try to get close. And that's basically how we're thinking about this product. It's like everything we do needs to be getting us closer towards that, helping that person spend less time, spend less energy, and increase their probability of landing a job that they're jazzed about or interested in doing, I guess. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Any features we add that don't really like help that are going to be nice to have extras, but aren't really something that we should prioritize. Uh, it doesn't mean that some of these things can't indirectly help that, but at least that's just to zoom out. This is what we're doing. This newsletter feature is also towards that end, right? We could send the generic newsletter and just here are the coolest jobs that I found this week. 5 of them, 10 of them, whatever. But for most people using this job board, they have some sort of specialty or they have some sort of experience that's going to kind of slice out a bunch of these as being that relevant to them. Sort of like me earlier in the stream where I'm sitting there like, I don't really care to see the intern or entry level ones because that's just noise at this point. So for me, I want this other like smaller subset of jobs that like if I could just kind of get rid of the rest of them and just have a personal job board that's just those, that would be ideal for me. So we can try to work that into the process. If the user tells us what they want, we can try to figure out how to make it so that they're just getting the stuff they want. Another example of this is something that we did at Prize Picks when I worked there is the same concept. So like Prize Picks, if you're unfamiliar with them, is a daily fantasy sports operator. And you can go in and place entries that and over-unders on different players' stat lines, basically. Combine them into like a parlay type entry that you submit. I didn't say parlay. Nobody can hold me to that. It's not recorded. So at Prize Picks, you have users who, like, not all Prize Picks users care about all sports, care about all of these markets. They care about certain markets. Me, I'm an NFL guy. I don't do anything. Like, I like these other sports. I watch these other sports. I play these other sports, but like, I'm not putting my money on anything other than the NFL because that's the thing I mainly watch. And that's like where I'm going to have the most fun in the experience. So at Prize Picks, we did a similar type of thing where we use personalization so that you're not getting shown uh, a bunch of esports stuff if you don't care about esports. That's going to make it less likely that you actually play the game. And so in this situation, we're trying to do the same thing with the newsletter. Okay, so smart job alerts. Here's the entire design summary. This is the results of our planning that we did with the cloud, with the bot here. And if you got questions on AI, if you're using AI for stuff and you want to like share it or talk about it, throw stuff in the comments. If you got like it's show and tell type of thing, I want more people coming onto the show, onto these live streams, come showing us what you're building, cool stuff. I mean, this is we're all Tony Starks now. This is the dream. All right, design summary, smart job alerts, 2-layer weekly newsletter. Layer 1 is the general one. It's for everybody. Top jobs for everybody. Algorithmically. Jesus. Selected. Appeal score plus engagement. Admin can pin or remove before send. So we're gonna use the bot and some code here to automate some of the job curation pieces of it. But ultimately, I want that human touch at the end, right? The bot sometimes makes a mistake, and I want to be able to go in and be like, nah, this is what they want, because I ultimately know what this audience is going to want more than the bot, at least right now. Layer 2, personalized, picked for you section for users with preferences, and this is our layer 2 piece of it. We're going to tackle these in 2 sections basically. And so this is breaking down how it's going to score the different jobs based off of the preferences. And so instead of like having it just be basic, if you don't have, where did that page go? Job preferences. Over here, if you like have full-time, part-time, contract, then these ones we probably want to give a little bit more weight to, not let a bunch of freelance and internship job opportunities come through to you. But something like down here where it's like industry domain or business area, it's a little more difficult to accurately pick all those in an automated way, or even in a manual way. Like somebody's going to miss some of these sometimes. And on top of that, it's less important. Like the person who's job seeking typically doesn't hold these types of constraints as hard. Like they're not as hard constraints as something like, I ain't gonna move to, North Dakota or Bulgaria or something for a job. Like that's just not happening for me. So I don't need any of, the Nebraska or Idaho or Bulgaria jobs. I'm good with those. You can leave those on the table. Salary expectations, similar type of thing. It's like any of these that we could just kind of like rule off right away. Let's just go ahead and do it. And so that's where these hard filters versus soft booster. That's a new term I had not heard. I like that. And so these are the different fields on each job. Job type, it's a hard filter. It's got to match. If we don't have a match, then let's not send it. Experience level, same type of thing, right? Intern, entry level, mid. The individual using this likely falls firmly in one area. If not, they can select multiple. Location type, same thing. Salary, soft booster. There might be an opportunity that you're interested in that is like a little bit outside your salary range, either lower or higher, that you would take. I mean, higher for sure. Why not? But, the lower one, I guess, matters in this case. That might not be the only thing, right? You get your dream job and they're like, but we can't pay you, exactly what you want. You might be like, well, shoot, let me try to figure it out. Let me talk to the wife. Let me talk to the husband. Let me figure out how to make it work. Skills overlap. Same thing. And the other piece of this is like not knowing we don't if the skills aren't accurate on the job, I don't want to not send you that job just because we misclassified it or so that's soft booster. And then the weights is like how much it's going to weight each one. If there's mismatch, it'll all add up to 100 probably. Industry, domain, business area, country, same thing. Okay. Now this job board I keep to mainly North American opportunities at this time. I'm not going back and forth on that on like what's the best route. But at the end of the day, like I said to you, the North Star here is connecting these two, the talent and the brand, the talent and the opportunity. Really, the brand is just they just got the they just got the opportunity. It's not even this. We want to connect the two, right? The role with the person, and as a curated job board, we can at least I can do that more effectively by focusing in on this core group initially. Not saying that we won't expand to Bulgaria eventually, but at least right now we don't need to. Uh, but with that being said, there are a lot of companies, especially the gaming companies, that hire internationally. PrizePicks had a whole Philippines division that was awesome, and so I think that's one in which I'm gonna probably like reach out to the audience, the people actually using it, and the people who would use it but aren't using it, and we'll figure out if that's something that we need to add in. But it's not one in which I want to like hit immediately, add in, and then have to pull back or like because of that we now have a less effective product, at least from the start. So long story short, before I know that we can nail international, we'll stick to we'll lower the scope a little bit. We'll make it a little bit smaller. It's another product trick. Just take whatever you're trying to do, make it much smaller, and then do that. Okay, so back to this email layout. Picked for you section on top if qualified. This week's top jobs below for everyone. Footer, unsubscribe, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. User settings on by default for all users. On by default. New plus existing. On by default. It's talking about settings here, not the subscription. Simple toggle on existing settings page. One click unsubscribe and email footer. Existing preferences page is personalization input. Yeah. I like that, but I do want it to redo that form. So we'll tell it that. Okay. New, it's going to add a new service, admin, newsletter, preview, edit. It's likely going to start working on this and realize that we already have some of this implemented, but that's fine. And then phase 2 is later is the instant alerts for top matches when a job is published, once match quality is validated. Does this design look right to you? Anything you want to change before I write the spec doc and move to implementation planning? Yes. Open this and then. Okay. So what do we want to do? We want to give it this context. And then I'll say, while I don't want you to add any new forms, I do want you to redesign the job preferences form. Current job preferences form. Right now, it's a basic form that requires a lot of cognitive processing. Co-cognitive processing requires a lot of cognitive processing. We can redesign it so that it's easier to fill out. And makes more clear which fields are hard filters and which fields are soft boosters. You're a soft booster, bro. No new forms. I like that. That's our campaign slogan. Welcome in the chat. It's 11/13, March 27th. AI is taking over quickly, very quickly. But it's okay. We're riding the wave. Dude, I love when it's like, good call. You're right. That is the problem. Very astute observation, JL. Thank you, bot. Okay, every section looks identical. There's no sense of do these three first. The rest is optional. Here's my proposed redesign. 2 clear zones with different visual treatment. Zone 1 is must-haves, prominent, top of page card style. Yeah, we like that. We like that a lot. Not check boxes. No new forms. Small enough to be tappable pills. I like that. It's a good term. Tappable pills. Experience level 10 pills. Taken every morning. Grouped early career, mid, senior leadership. And we'll only show you jobs that match these. I like that. Super clear. Hey, if it doesn't match this, we're not going to send it to you, buddy. Zone 2, nice to have. Visually lighter, below a subtle divider, region, business area, industry domain, salary. Skip what you don't care about. Each section is collapses. Shows account badge when populated. Business area 3 selected. Cool. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, that's great. That's great, Claude. Nice work. Nice work, buddy. Cloud. Now it's going to update our plan, and then we'll tell it to cook, son. Okay, so I showed you the job preferences. I didn't show you the admin, the newsletter. We got close. We definitely got close. Is it here? No, this is the random server they made us go into. And then here, newsletters. I got dodgeball. Sorry, I got dodgeball in the brain. Okay, so this is the newsletter that jobs for everyone is the newsletter we made. Browse jobs. Okay, I got to fix that. This edition we sent to 0 subscribers. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so this is the newsletter editor that I built initially for this feature, in which that we could add jobs to it, write a little ditty, and then just send it out real quick like. But this doesn't have this. This is all like it's all manual basically. So if I was like, there's no jobs there. I don't know, man. I don't know what's in this one. Do I have jobs in here? Yeah, a gaming general manager. Sweet. Sweet. So we could add that in. Let's add this guy in. VP of cybersecurity. It sounds like a terrible job right now. General application at Fanatics. Sure. It's a terrible job. It's not a job. It's just a come tell us special. Okay, so this is how it exists right now. You can manually add in these jobs. Maybe add a little something here. If you basic. General manager. If you brave, bro. And then we could say something like, hey, we got the jobs. Like Arby's got the meats. Cool. We see a little preview over here, see a little jobs here. And so what Claude is working on now is updating our plan, like I said, but he's going to essentially then cook on the plan. The plan is twofold. First fold is to automatically have these generated, these like the jobs for the week, the general newsletter. Basically, we already have the bones for this. I don't even really know what it's going to do. Let's see. Okay, so this is just English. I know it looks confusing, but it's just English. Smart jobs alert. This is the design spec. We're going to replace the existing weekly jobs with a 2-layer newsletter system that delivers value to all subscribers while providing personalized job matches for users who have set preferences. Redesign the preferences form to clearly separate the hard filters from the soft boosters with reduced cognitive load. Dang, I love the way you talk to me, Claude. The end goal here, beginning with our end here, is every subscriber gets a high quality weekly email with zero config. Users with preferences get the personalized pick for you section. And then preferences form is easy, seamless to fill out. And then the admin can review, pin, remove jobs from the general section before sending. And Foundation 2 for phase 2 instant alerts. And so instant alerts, if you don't recall, is when you have we're going to let the user set up to where if there are certain brands or jobs that match certain criteria, they can get an email separate from the weekly newsletter. They can just get emailed immediately, and with the idea in mind that they can go apply immediately. That gives them a little bit of an edge. There's a timing edge to this job game. It's a numbers game. It's a timing game. That's pretty much it. It's a skill game too. Non-goals, real-time instant alerts, facts. We're not going to hit you up, at least right now, for phase 2. Behavioral recommendations based off of viewing and saving history. That's a cool feature, but there's a lot of opportunity for that. Like, it feels like that's the type of feature where you have to build it and then tweak it and get it to the right so that it's actually useful, not just sending you garbage. And so we'll build up to that. We're not going to do that in this one. And then new preference fields beyond what exists today. Like, that's a good one. It doesn't have to match the job, like the way the job data is stored. And then change the browse page preference, changes to the browse page preference matching. Browse page preference matching. I don't really know what that means, but I trust Claude. I'm sure Claude wouldn't steer us wrong, right? All right, and then build weekly newsletter job, runs on a schedule. Sunday night creates a draft, essentially a brand new campaign for us. This all looks great. Let's go ahead and cook. All right, looks great. We'll plan some implementation here. You'll plan some implementation, Claude. Not me. It's you, dog. I'll advise you, though. I'm here. I'm here if you need anything. Go ahead, review that spec. This is working with AI is nice. Basically, like working with engineers. It just takes a lot less time for them to get back to you. Why do you want that? Find newsletters directories. Find newsletter directories? What? Why? Hit tab to amend. Escape to cancel, tab to amend. No. And tell Claude what to do differently. No. There's no newsletter directories in that folder. Stop just trying to peek on my stuff, dude. Claude, you little sneaky perv. How we doing, chat? Read jail engine. Oh, okay. Oh, I lied. There was some. Man. Yes. Quit asking me stuff. Just do it. Like I asked you. Okay. You can see this is like plus 44 more tool uses. So this is what makes Claude Code super powerful. I mean, any of these bots is that they have access to other tools. They can like reach out, you search the web, for instance. It's not just constrained to the data that it's trained on. It can pull in new data too. But what that does is it does increase the amount of tokens you're using. And while a lot of people aren't in the engineering world, people talk about the tokens part of this, but I think in the non-technical world, it's much less of a conversation. Uh, I'll put some more videos out on like how to set up your Claude so that you're using less tokens as you go. But ultimately, with a lot of this AI stuff, you could use a site like Replit or Lovable or any of these platforms that are getting created that tap into a model and do some of this for you. But ultimately, what you're going to end up doing is paying a platform fee, right? You're going to pay more because they're going to take some off the top there for everything you're doing. And so you can use these foundational models, the Claudes, the Open AIs, and with a little bit more effort, you can create like your own website or your own. You can do the same thing a little bit less like fluff for you. You do have to get like a little bit. You have to open up a terminal, which is it's really not as complicated as it seems, but it is a big barrier for a lot of people. But you ultimately, as time goes on, that's going to save you money, right? You own the thing. You don't have to pay a tax every time you use it. And I'm speaking generally here. Of course, as platforms have different models from each other, so I'm not saying all of them are like that, but it is a consideration you should make if you're building a business off, like trying to build a business around the product. It's part of the math of the business, and yeah, ultimately, like these tokens, man, they're going to be those. They can go up, right? That's a resource that can go up in cost over time. These companies could be like, actually, we were giving you this much for $100 a month, but now now you only get this much. Uh, and that'll ultimately that will likely play out as like the cost equation changes on this AI stuff and compute and everything. But yeah, if you want to learn more about how to save tokens and build out using like Claude Code or build the products from the ground up, check out my new YouTube channel, Creator CTO. We're streaming on that right now. Help other creators, help other business owners use AI to make money, to build products for their audience, turn their audience attention into products that they can sell to that audience. We're living in the golden age of audience and product, baby. Now we got Claude to do it for us. Here's my hot take on I have a Tony Stark hot take I've shared a few times, but it's related to AI. I think it's relevant. Tony Stark, the thing that makes Tony Stark so special, it's AI. I realized this like a couple years ago. I'm watching one of the Avengers movies, and Tony Stark's just talking to his bot, and he's asking it questions as he's building, and he's like, "Actually, do this. I don't like it that way. Do it that way." But no one else in the universe seemingly has AI. It's just Tony Stark's. I think that's why that guy's a superhero. I think if you had access to AI, in a universe where nobody else in the world seems to have it, you would be pretty superpowered too. You would probably be able to hang with the Lokis and the I don't know why I picked him as my first superhero, but you can hang with the actual superpowered superheroes. It's just AI, man. Now we all get to be Tony Starks. It's a dream. All right, Mr. Cloud. Yeah, examining key, and this is where some of those like tactics come in, trying to save tokens. You can see Claude is trying to re-examine the code base every time, using all these tools. Control O. Whoa. So you can expand on a lot of these to see like what the bot's actually doing, and then be like, oh, wait, that's super dumb. Why are you doing that? I need the exact. This is the prompt that the bot sent to the other bot. I need exact file paths, line numbers, method signatures, and patterns for writing an implementation plan now. Find me. Wow, that's a lot. I'm really glad I didn't have to do that by hand. Good job, Cloud. I'm really proud of you. All right, get out of my face. All right, writing the implementation plan for us. Let's see what it does here. Can't believe chat doesn't want to know anything about AI. We could ask the bot anything. Watch. Okay, don't watch. Don't watch. Don't watch. That wasn't as cool. I messed it up. I don't know where it went now. Give me my doc back. What was I even doing? All right, he's writing code now. This is code. UTM. Now fix the UTM params in the HTML template. UTM is like a tracking thing. It's like universal tracking something. I don't know what the M stands for. This is how a lot of websites track through UTM. It's just like a general way to track link clicks and stuff like that. Oh, okay, now it's asking plan complete and save to this. Let's see what the plan is. It's probably boring. 10 tasks, 55 steps. So simple. In just 10 tasks and 55 steps, you yourself can have a smart job alert feature. That's all it takes now. All right, these are all the files it's going to create. Now, if this was like a real, like if this was a super, like we were dealing with people's money or something like that, like this is a production app that, I don't know, people are using right now, and their money depends on it, then my approach to coding this might be slightly different. I might be taking a little bit more time to look through some of this code and like is this the right way? But this is the beauty of just ripping your own products is that, and the nature of this product, job product, it's okay if something goes wrong. You can fix it. It's not going to result in somebody losing money or experiencing any sort of meaningful hardship. So luckily that lets us move quick. We don't have to read all these tests. You don't want to see those tests. I don't want to see those tests. Claude wants to see those tests. That's for Claude. Go ahead and cook it, Claude. We'll decide if it's good. But another thing to consider there is like, if that wasn't exactly correct, you might not want to use all those tokens to go implement something wrong. So there's, there's a whole game to this. It's a whole mess. It's a whole game. But we're cool. It's still cheap enough here. We ain't worried about it. See how long it takes them to do this. Over under 4 minutes. Vote in the chat. I don't know where I bet on that. Sometimes it's like 30 seconds. Sometimes it's like 40 minutes. There's a way also that I didn't set it up on this branch in time for this stream, but there's a way that you can also have Claude like work in its own isolated version of the code. So you could theoretically have multiple clouds working on multiple features. And we wouldn't have to necessarily wait. We could just background this guy, move on to the next one. But, we here. All right, 10 tasks, 55,000 steps. Task 1, the long road to our future begins right now. 1 minute and 36 seconds. Claude has 2.5 minutes left before he hits the line. The 4-minute line. I think I did that math right. Okay, task 1 complete. Newsletter subscribed has been added to the user model. Sweet. Love to see that. Job matcher score service, preferences redesign. All right, while Claude's doing that, let's go look at jobs. One thing I want to do eventually here is like, if I don't know if you've ever used Product Hunt or are aware of that. It's a website that has like new products every day. Just a list of new products that have been launched. Uh, it feels like something like that would be cool. Essentially, like a drop mechanic for jobs. Every day you come back and be like, oh, what's the drop today? But it doesn't. I don't know. Part of that makes like it feels like maybe that might be too gimmicky for what this is. In that people are looking for jobs. And the previous thing I mentioned before, the previous obstacle about what someone finds valuable being a little bit more personal, it's going to vary across different people depending on their experience level or specific experience, desires, all that. What we could do in the future is take the same personalization aspect that we're applying to the newsletter, where we're like, here are jobs for you that you've indicated you're more interested in, or would likely be more interested in, and apply that same mechanism, that same math to the front page, the landing page, to increase conversions. Oh, I guess that wouldn't be to increase conversions, because conversion on the landing page, you're trying to get somebody to sign up, and we wouldn't know what their job preferences are. In that case, they would be anonymous until they signed up and gave us their job preferences. We wouldn't know. So it would actually be in getting the user and just providing a better experience for the user uh, who's already logged in, who already has an account. And then part of that was like, the curating wouldn't matter as much, but I think that's less important here. Uh, I'm right now I'm curating all these front jobs on the front page and switching them out every day. Part of that is to see what works, see which ones are solid and stuff until I can kind of get a sense for the pattern. It's fun to do it manually, or for me, it's at least effective to go through and do it manually, see what the pattern is, and then figure out how to like automate it, as opposed to trying to automate it from the start and then we end up with like a weird just like a recommendations thing. It doesn't really hit, which isn't gonna be great if we go out there and we're marketing this personalization recommendation system. That's a mouthful. We'll come up with a new name. We'll come up with a more nifty name for that. But we wouldn't want to go out there and market that. Someone's like, oh, cool, sweet. I want, that sounds like something I want to get in there. And then it's like, boom, financial analysts. Or, it's just they don't hit right. It's not the right recommendations. I'm trying to think of like a similar product experience where you get that. I don't know, maybe like NFL.com. If you just care about one team, I don't know, that feels maybe down. NFL makes their products useful across all. It's like they're all the same across all the teams. So maybe that's a dumb example. Forget I said it. All right, looking at jobs. A lot of VP, a lot of director jobs coming through. Interestingly enough, there's definitely a good amount of like entry level intern type stuff. Barstool's got a bunch of internships. Basically, anywhere in if you're interested in a Barstool internship or entry level job, and you're in New York or Chicago, they got a bunch. And media, obviously, you're interested in Barstool, you're interested in media probably. Front office sports, social media intern. Okay. So I went to my nephew. Editorial intern, manager of fan fanatics, fan analytics, fan fanatics. That's kind of cool. Analytics. I said that. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. You just, man, with AI, you just get, if you're an NHL guy, you're probably a sweet job. You just get to get a peek see into all the NHL fan data. That's kind of sick. It's not even like a crazy high level job either. It's just like a mid level job. Very accessible. One thing I got to solve is that Yahoo Sports sport like jobs. It's not just Yahoo Sports. Yeah, this one is the one. This is a finance Yahoo Finance job. This ain't sports. This don't belong here. So that's on my that's I've been thinking that. I gotta get that one out of there. Dude, Claw's taking forever. All right. Whoever took the over on 4 minutes, you all win. 7 minutes already. And just on task two. Claude, my God. Lead product manager. This seems up my alley. Lead PM role, owning NBA's mobile platform end to end. Roadmap, release ops, cross functional delivery. 172 to 215K. Ain't bad for a lead PM role. That ain't bad. NBA. If I liked the NBA more, bro, I would be so annoying though if I went and worked for the NBA. The whole time I would just be sitting there crying about flopping and how it ruins the sport. Now, street ball is the better version of the sport. Street ball is better mechanics than NBA mechanics. Stop making us watch your players perform. Do little shows for us. Just play the sport. That's the show. Sorry. I feel strongly about that one. I've been meeting a lot of tax people lately. Not like because of my own taxes, just like randomly. Just, oh, this guy's tax stuff or finance stuff. And then I did this job. I launched this job board. I just see so many tax and finance jobs come through. I can't keep sending these to these people. It's getting weird. Director of product, financial platform. Lead payments, ledgering, money movement, product strategy at DraftKings. Oh, that sounds like the most boring part of DraftKings, though. Fully remote, 192 to 240K plus equity. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Oh, see, no, they got a bunch of them. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, we looked at this one last time, I think. Director of core products, senior product exec role, owning PrizePicks core platform, payments, identity, compliance, and user acquisition. That was me at one point. Much smaller company, though. Paid much less. That's a sweet job, though. I just went to they did like a 10-year party at PrizePicks a couple weeks ago and went down, and it's cool to see that company's what they look like now compared to when I joined them, just because it was like 6 people. And now it's just like so many people there. And I didn't really know any of them. Oh, this is cool. NHL content. There's got to be some NHL. There's got to be a hockey fan who does content in this chat right now. Edit and produce digital first content for the NHL, long form YouTube, short form social, and on site at marquee events. Bro, they're going to send you to hockey games. You got to have genuine hockey knowledge, though. You got to have the genuine hockey knowledge, or else you ain't getting there. It's also NYC based. Oh yeah, we added this. I can't remember if I showed this last time, but we have this saved job feature, something like Robinhood or you know what I'm talking about, like save lists. Create your own lists. Save the thing to the list. It's a bunch of products that have this. So if you want to make like a content list, you can do that. Content. If you want to send it to somebody that you know who likes the hockey. I was a hater of hockey for a while for no reason other than I just wanted to be mean to the people who wanted to talk to me about hockey. Why isn't the share working? Oh, maybe did it not copy? Got to write that down. That's a fix. Share button ain't working. But then I saw some sense. Hockey's a sweet sport. It was kind of a counter reaction to how strongly I feel about the NBA mechanics, because we were watching NBA finals and the NHL finals at the same time last year. So it's very top of mind. I'm watching SGA and all these people just flop everywhere. It's ruining the game. And then we go to hockey and it's the exact opposite. No performative mechanics. None. You can just fight a dude and that's fine. And that is totally cool. You could just hit a dude after he's already sent the puck away just because. You can just nail him. That is That is such a fun mechanic. I I went from 0 to 1,000 on hockey with that single realization. It's not like I didn't know that about hockey before, but just putting it in the same context, same frame as how the NBA is getting ruined by this the inverse mechanic here. It made me love hockey immediately. Hockey's the dopest sport. You could fight a ref. Hell yeah, I'm about that. Football should be like that. NFL should be like that. Tell me I'm wrong, and I will yell back at you, tell you you're wrong. Probably go back and forth like that for a little bit and then stop talking. Some more prize picks here, dude. It's still working on task 2, task 3, 13 minutes. It's gonna make me stream for like 40 minutes. Come on, brother. Guess I got to figure that piece out. How do you stream? How do you live stream and manage Claude's slow ass sometimes? Oh, I thought it was using the wrong model. Okay, I was going to say, well, maybe that's why it's taking so long, is it's using Sonnet 4.6. So you can change in Claude, you can change which model it's using if you do slash model. But I always just keep it on the expensive one because I'm a baller. Because I don't care about my tokens, my money. Just throw it away. It's all made up. 14 minutes. What else we got in here? Sport radar, soccer fans. Some guy asked me if the other day I went in, I was like signing my check at a pizza place, and he's like, "Oh, I had a football with me, American football." He's like, "Whoa, why don't you play soccer?" I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't run for a long time. I'm not very good at running long times. And he just wouldn't accept that. But almost immediately, it turned into how he was actually nervous about his upcoming soccer match because he hasn't played in a long time. And I'm like, oh, okay. You wanted to tell me about your soccer match. I hope that guy's soccer match went well. I think it was Tuesday. So everybody pray for that guy and his soccer match. Send up your thoughts. But yeah, soccer, MLS, it's in here. NBA, like we said, NFL's got a bunch. You can come in here and search for the specific league. Let's see what the NFL did have like it was some sort of technology role that I was actually considering applying to, but I think it disappeared. Got expired. Director of Stadium Network Architecture. That sounds really cool and really hard. I don't think you can. I mean, you can use a bot to set up network architecture, but you can't use a bot to like wire a stadium yet. So that's probably a tough one. We base out of Manhattan or Mount Laurel. 30 to 50% travel domestically and internationally. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of travel. I love traveling for work. I think another feature I probably want to add in here is something that highlights the key words in here. I hate job descriptions. Everyone writes it like a bunch of numbnuts. Just words on words, and it's like dead simple with no words. It's never in between. It's never like perfectly. This is what you need to know. Wow, that's a lot of work. So it makes sense. A lot of production roles, ESPN, NFL. Let's see, we're going to browse. This is what we were working on a couple days ago on this live stream, on this count. I did make a few changes after the stream when I noticed that it wasn't looking exactly how we thought. But this is the little piece we ended with here. Still a little bit busy, still a little bit going on, like a lot going on. But I think it's a cool way to look at the different jobs as opposed to just getting dropped straight into this like jobs index where you're probably immediately getting thrown into like Indeed context. You're like, okay, this is just a job board. Makes sense. Oh, Chief Communications Officer. He's got a Yap. Chief Yap Officer at Prize Picks. 550. They have the number in in here, in here. There were 550 people at that event. Own PR, internal comms, crisis management, and regulatory messaging. Hybrid in Atlanta. 15 plus years required. Dude, there's some people I could probably send this one to. If only the share feature worked. Add this to our Atlanta list for no reason. Atlanta's a cool city, though. Trade surveillance analysts. Oh, so Polymarket. I added a bunch of the prediction market brands into as brands on the site last week, and those won that whole portion of the industry has been pretty much the talk of the town. Is the main thing people are talking about. But then they're hiring a ton, which is cool. Like Kalshi, Polymarket. I can't. Those are the two big ones. Trade surveillance analysts monitor real-time post-trade activity on Polymarket's prediction markets. You just got your hand on the dial. You get to see where all the trades are coming in. That is sick. We got Ultimate Faniverse in the chat. Hello, mate. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you? Thanks for joining in. Good to see you, my friend. We're building some job board with Cloud, Mr. Cloud. Ultimate Faniverse. You building anything cool with some AI? Are you building the Ultimate Faniverse? Or is that just a sweet name? But yeah, Polymarket's got a bunch. They had a product job come through that I saw yesterday. It looked pretty sweet. Look just for them. Oh, before we go to Polymarket, let me show you this one. This is another one. I was like, oh, I ain't moving to Bristol, bro. Sports data engineer, build and own production grade sports metrics, QBR power ratings at ESPN Analytics. It sounds pretty sweet. You could just probably do that yourself. But that's cool to own it at ESPN. Coding and Python are, dude, you're not going to have the code. You ain't going to have the code. You might have to do some machine learning modeling, though. Sports data engineer. That is such a cool title. Why didn't I ever give myself that title? Multidisciplinary group where all members have deep knowledge of sports statistics and databases and coding across multiple languages and storytelling. These might be my best friends. These might be the friends I've always wanted and don't have on this team. If they've hired a best in industry data, not that they say best in industry people. Storytelling tools and metrics that have improved the evaluation of team and player performance. Dang, I would be perfect. I would be bad, though. I would just want to get on ESPN and yeah, let me on there. Let me talk about my metric. Let me yell at Jason Kelsey. All right. Claude's finally moving, send weekly newsletter job. And so you can see how like this question up here that Claude asked us about. It's really tough seeing all this right here. It made our plan. Remember the 10 tasks, 55,000 steps. And then it asked us, how do you want me to actually tackle this? Do you want me to do it using agents or do you want me to do it inline? And this is a distinction worth understanding. If you've been following any of the AI hype, you will certainly hear people talk about agents. Agents is not as complicated as it sounds. It's a term that goes back to AI like many decades. Agents is the word that is used to describe like an individual instance of AI that you're using to run something. And something like ChatGPT is like a single agent you're talking to. When they're talking about sub-agents or like agentic development, they're talking about spawning multiple agents, multiple Claude Codes, multiple ChatGPTs to work together to solve a problem or complete some tasks, do whatever you want do your bidding, do your dirty little bidding. And so in this one, it asks us, do you want me to do it? I'll do it on my own. I'll put the team on my back, be the guy, or we'll do sub agent and I'll delegate these tasks to other agents. And what it does is it uses different models for the sub agents. So it can be a little bit smarter about token usage. Just like, all right, this one, use the dumb one. It's not that important. Just, clean up this code, use the dumb one. And then for the harder tasks where it's like, all right, come up with like the personalization part of this, like the thing that comes up with the person's, like that, the piece of this, the math piece of this, where we're trying to figure out which jobs to send to you based off of your preferences, that we probably want to use Mr. Opus, which is the smarter model. ChatGPT, they got the same type of thing, siblings. OpenAI has an API. They have Codex, which you can use instead of Claude, but it's the same type of thing. Works that same type of way. You pick your poison. You try whichever one. They're good at different things sometimes, and that changes over time as they're changing their model and that sort of thing. So you kind of just have to keep experimenting with it and seeing what works. But this agent concept is super important to understand. It's the next step of this AI stuff, the AI development, where this is going, because now that the individual models are as good as they are, we can unlock a lot by going up a level, basically. So that's what you're seeing is happening here. Instead of taking 4 minutes, taking 25 minutes. Forcing me to yap for 25 minutes while it does my work, while I force it to do my work. It's a sick karmic world. But I don't really want to end the stream on this is like the worst. It's like we got all the like 3/4 of the way through the movie and then we're just ending it, which I did last night with the movie Weapons. That was I kind of wanted to finish it. I got like 15 minutes left, which feels like the worst amount of time to leave on a movie like that. But got late and I needed sleep. I have to wake up and stream for Claude. Ultimate Faniverse, and thanks for your hard work. No, thank you coming in and keeping me company. I was going to have to do this work anyway. So thank you for making sure I don't get too lonely and depressed in here. You're the real hero. Not me, not Cloud. It's you, Ultimate Faniverse. All right, unsubscribe endpoint. This shouldn't take long. You already had an unsubscribe endpoint. I know you did. I saw it before. I tested it before. I'm going to pull up the development, our app in development, so that we can see and test this newsletter. What's it called though? Does this have that one? Let's see. It's called Rails Letter Opener. Nope. I thought it would. Let's ask. So you can open up another Claude. We don't need to skip permissions. Yeah, go ahead, bro. You can read the tests. Does this repo have letter opener? So this one, we're using Opus, right? Oh man, my limits are too high. We're using Opus, so let's use the cheaper model, Sonnet. Does this repo have letter opener? Letter opener is a open source library that works with the web framework we're using for the site called Rails. It lets you see when it's just like a little dev tool. It lets you see emails getting sent out in like a email interface. Well, I'll show it to you. Okay, what's the route I need to go to? Instead of looking it up on its page, just tell me. I'll pay you to tell me. Oh, see, now this one switched to Sonnet, which is not what I wanted. So we're actually going to switch this back to Opus. Okay, so it's not configured. Okay, it's not configured in development. We'll wait because this one is actually doing it. Oh no, it's reaching its limit. Claude's also been having some weird usage stuff this week. So if you have been using Claude Code, you've been seeing weird stuff with the usage. And now you know. You're welcome. Oh, 100% still cooking. I don't know if you saw that. It said contact sub agent almost hit context limit. And this is interesting. I've seen some tweets from people who work at these AI companies talking about this context limit anxiety that the models experience, where they realize, like, they're become aware that there's only a certain amount of percentage of context left, and they start wrapping up the task too early to try to put a pin in it, essentially. But that they found is like degrading quality. Like, it doesn't do that well. It doesn't pin it well. It like will make worse decisions uh, when it's experiencing this context limit anxiety, and so it's a problem that these foundational model companies are trying to fix right now. Probably will be fixed by the time you have to think about it, but it's interesting. Definitely gives me anxiety, context limit anxiety, and seeing dead skull down here. Bro, finish it. Okay, we didn't have all the gems there. Okay, almost done. So you can see it like kind of rushed through the last two. I mean, removal, that's easy. Wire admin to send custom pipeline, that's easy. So these are shorter, but we'll see. Context is exhausted. To recap decision status for your next conversation. Okay, so it did give us some good info. We can essentially take this. If this happens to you, you could take this and copy it, put it in like a note, and then when you clear this, boom, that got rid of our limit. You can start a new convo if you want, and then you can paste it. Have Mr. Cloud pick up where he left off. Dude, I wish you would just work in quiet, do good work, and not bother me, Cloud. This whole stream, I'm not standing, I'm not sitting, I'm on my knees, like leaning against a chair. And I just realized that right now. Suddenly realizing the pain in my knees. I like the little terms they come up with down here. I wish that was my job. Flambeing. I would have come up with way better ones. Are they all cooking related? Because he's cooking. We'll see. We'll be the judge of that, Cloud. All right, some failed test RuboCop. That's like reading the actual code, being like, this code is ugly. Okay, let's see. No, I thought it was done. Chat. Claw's gonna take our jobs, chat. By the way, Chad, if you know brands, if you think of brands that we should add to the job board that aren't on there currently, DM me, send them my way. I have like a whole list and I've been going through them, but I know I'm missing a bunch. Like I'm just sitting here going like, I know I'm not thinking, like there's some obvious ones I'm not thinking of. So let's crowdsource this bitch. Sorry for saying bitch. That's what happens when you have to stream on your knees for so long. Yeah, finished it. All right. So we'll go ahead and kill the server, restart it, and we'll see what it came up with. It's the first pass, so it might not be good, but let's at least see. Let's see the fruits of our labor before we end this. Yeah, I guess we can. I mean, that's a line. We might want to save that. We got the jobs, like Arby's got the meats. Let's just go ahead and save that. We might want that one later. That's an important one. Okay. Ready to commit whenever you like, min section side. Okay. So testing this then theoretically should be us going into that newsletter section. We got our draft one. We got to get it to change that color. Do that later. It's weird that it makes you go there. Change that later. We got the jobs, like you got the meats, Arby's. No, we don't have Arby's on this job board. Manager. General, fanatics. Assoc. So how do we test? Let's just ask. How do we best test this feature? You do my thinking work, Claude. No, he's looking at the automated tests. I meant manual tests. Yeah, don't use my tokens on your dumb. No. It's too late. I don't know how to stop it. I know how to stop it, but now I just kind of want to know what it's going to come up with. Core manager. Bro, it should not have taken you this long and that many tokens to give me an answer on this. This is exactly how I would have talked to my engineers. That's absurd, dude. It just used 50,000 tokens for nothing. Oh, that was what I was asking you, idiot. Cloud, you genius idiot. You're so freaking dumb. Oh, wait. That's just answered a different question. The fast path is mailer preview plus Rails console walkthrough. Okay, preview create. Okay. Console test the full pipeline. Okay, let's try it. Make me do everything, Claude. Okay. Yep. All right, campaign. We got it. Send week. Okay, let's perform it. Oh, wait, no, we got to add. Yes, and add letter opener. And web. One more job. One last job, Claude. Then you can rest. No, you can't. I'm going to make you do more. We got lots of projects to do. It's unreal. It's unreal how smart and dumb it is at the same time. I mean, it feels like we should just be able to send this 12:30, 20 minutes. But we want to be able to see it in that letter opener because it probably won't send the email in development. Uh, Usually this catches it. Ah, whenever you have the bot build you stuff, you got to check all the buttons. You got to check all the routes. I feel like the bot loves doing it, and then you just find it's like one of the buttons just doesn't actually do anything. Yep. Implemented the newsletter send check added button that doesn't do anything. So it adds a bunch of automated tests, but I highly recommend just like doing the user testing part yourself after every time, making sure it acts the way you want, looks the way you want. Two most important things, and then try to test out every likely scenario that could happen. It's basically what that's a big part of software engineering. It's just being able to see like where things would go wrong and then account for it, or where they do go wrong and then account for it. But you really don't want to skip the step that there's got to be at least like one full check. Like, yeah, you can't just like fully delegate to the bot. You got to have like you be like the gate for quality, because you don't want. I mean, you can send that down the chain to your customers, to your users, to your audience, and then they'll tell you probably if there's friction. Maybe sometimes they won't if it doesn't affect enough people, or the people who it is affecting aren't the type that are going to reach out to you and tell you about it. But you want to be able to be aware of that kind of stuff, because that could just be affecting, whether people come back or whether people stay, or yeah, those could be the same thing. I don't know. Preview emails in depth, start the server, and visit letter opener. Excellent. That's what we wanted to do at the start. Start the server. We're going to go, come back. Letter opener. Sweet. This is the reset password. Don't pay attention to that. Okay, so now we can preview it. So what happens? Well, I guess there's no subscribers, so I likely need to add myself as a subscriber. How do I add myself as a subscriber? Probably have to do it in the console, is my guess. It's going to tell me we didn't make an interface for that. I know. That's why I'm asking you. Yep, console. Knew it. Okay. I'll take that. Oh, wait, no. Or just log in, visit settings. Let's see what it looks like in settings. That's part of what we added here. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Just let me in. Settings. Preferences. Okay, well, that's unclear. We should probably fix that. Settings is not in there. View all projects, favorite brands. I don't see. Is it in this one? Oh yeah, it's in this one. All right, so this is the new form. This fancy job, full-time, part-time, contract, freelance, internship, all of them. Yeah. I like the pills. Pills ain't bad. Maybe we could do like an all, select all. So you don't have to click. On-site, hybrid, all. 0 of 3 set. 0 of 3 what? Set. What the heck does that mean? 0 of 3 set. Nice to have, region, United States or Canada. Yeah, okay, cool. Engineering, product, media, content, social media, content, editorial, data science. I like all this stuff. I don't like sales that much. Human resources is fine. I don't care for it that much. Operations is cool. That's sweet. Legal, nope. Marketing is kind of cool. Design for sure. Communications, I guess. Yeah, all right. I like all these, so we'll just leave that empty. Salary expectation, $1 million. Any, okay, you could change it. That's pretty sweet. And then weekly job digest. And then let's save. Save, preferences saved. Okay, email digest. Now, if we go back, we should then see you little bastard. Admin. Newsletters. No active subscribers. Why don't I show up as an active subscriber in the newsletter section? I probably have to do the second one. User, find by, email, fake email. Don't dox me. Waste your time. You can waste your time emailing that if you want. Dot update, newsletter, subscribed. Oh, I'm so fatigued from typing. This is like we've had AI for a year and I'm tired of typing now. Just you do it, Claude. Type for me. Okay, true. Let's see if I show up now. Still nothing. Longer term, these two systems should probably be unified. You need a newsletter subscriber to check if you have one. Okay. Dude, what the hell? This sentence makes me want to punch you in the mouth, Claude. Longer term, these two systems should probably be unified. Why didn't that come up during planning, Claude? Yes. Yes, I do want you to wire that up. Yes, wire that up. Line wired up, baby. What the hell? Why didn't you wire that up? What were you thinking? Again, it's nice. This used to be problematic because I would talk to my engineers the same exact way, but now nobody complains. It's delightful. Before I was just quirky. Now I'm insane. Yeah, explore the database, explore the code base, use all my money, Claude. Just get it done, dude. People need their alerts. How we doing, chat? Dude, it just takes too long for you to explore everything every time. Oh, look, it made a new one 8 minutes ago. Okay. I'm wiring it up. This week's top sports jobs game. Yeah, but that looks bad. Feature jobs, content preview. It basically looks outdated. I gotta just change this button. It's hilarious. It's a green block. Hover, you can see it. So dumb. All right, by the end of this, we should be able to send the generic newsletter, at least get close. I might need to do some tweaking after the stream to, make the visuals look good before we actually send it out. But the idea here is that we broke this up incrementally, started with the first part that we knew for sure that we were going to be able to deliver and would deliver value to the most amount of base users who are using the site, who the site's targeted to help. And then we're going to layer on top of this. So we'll probably do that either in another stream, or I'll do that in between streams where we're adding the specific job alerts, like the quick, if you want to follow Prize Picks, or you want to follow the NFL for jobs, you want to see anytime an NFL job comes through, you should be able to get that immediately, so that you can go in there and get that job. Get that job. It's yours for the taking. Okay, here's what changed. Now toggling at settings will keep both systems in sync, and you'll appear in the admin newsletter subscribers view. Excellent. Let's restart. Test one more time. I don't think that worked. Let's see. Go back. I don't see it getting created. I don't see it, Cloud. I don't see the newsletter subscriber record, just to be specific, on, what was it called? Settings change. And yeah, I'll tell it to change the name it settings. Stop. There's nowhere in the interface where it says settings. It just keeps telling me to go to settings, and that's the name of the route. But you got to change that so that people aren't like doing what I did, looking like an idiot. We're like, where is the settings? Preferences? It's not really it, but it is. In this case, it's just confusing. So maybe I would have needed to save it not having the newsletter checked, and then come back and saved it with the newsletter checked. That's dumb. Okay. Let's give it a go. That did not work. That we went backwards. Sometimes it does this, the cache. Yeah, why does that? It's a fake password. Stop trying to steal my stuff. We went to, what was that we were trying to get to? It was city preferences here. Whoa, that wasn't right. Dashboard. Job preferences. No. Am I tripping? Did it go back? Oh, because this is production. What is happening? I just got so tripped up. Oh my God. This is the one I was looking for. Dear Lord. Okay. That maybe did create it. Maybe not. Can't tell. Text is too big. Get me out of here. What the hell? Gotta fix this. All right, newsletters. Please tell me we got a subscriber. Yeah, buddy. All right. All right. Arby's got the meats. They got the subscriber. Let's edit this content. Okay, it auto generated for us. This is cool. Wasn't looking all night. Oh yeah, why aren't the week's top sports jobs looking like the featured jobs? That's not right. Let's tell Claude about that. Claude. So you can take a picture, screenshot for like design stuff. This can help shortcut some time, and you can drop it in for Claude. The top job cards. No, that's not right. That's a generic section. This week's top sports jobs featured jobs. What's the difference? It's so confusing. The distinction between featured jobs and personalized jobs is unclear. Are those the same jobs that I put in there? Game operations associate, chief administrative. Yeah, Parisian Leffler. What is that? What is those words? Parisian Leffler, Tremblay flirt. Is that Israel? I'm so confused. Okay, distinction between featured jobs. No, it's just that some of them are not. They're the same thing. So let's change this. The email preview is showing the featured jobs twice. Once unstyled. Change this so that it only shows the featured jobs once with their styled card. I don't know if styled card is the right term for that, but let's make you look at the other one, dude. I think I'm going to modify my Claude MD file to be super submissive and apologetic every time you make a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry, boss. I didn't mean it. Yeah, we didn't want that ugly asterisk text. I was weird. It added that in. How's Claude doing? What should we give him? Bad, fine, good, dismiss. You're fine. You fine, Claude. Cool. Thanks, Claude. Thanks, dog. Claude dog. Oh no, cash again. Come on, man. Let a man live. All right, it's fixed on this one though. So we'll go back. We'll go back. Review. No, it took the wrong one. Bro. This is 2 point. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I might have been getting ahead of. No, it's still there. Bro, are you messing with me right now, Claude? Are you tripping? Why does it show it twice? What are the names of those jobs? Chief, why are these jobs listed? Why are these jobs listed twice? I thought you fixed this, Claude. I thought we already asked you this. Oh, okay. So it was a previously generated guy. Hit generate digest again. We have the button. We got the button. We don't need to do it the nerd way. Go back here. Newsletters. Auto generate digest. Okay. Arby's got the meats. Okay. I wish they didn't make me delete, but Arby's got the meats. It makes way less sense without the first part. We got the jobs. Arby's got the meats. We's got the jobs. Arby's got the meats. That makes way more sense. All right. So then let's go ahead and continue to review. Please, please send. Bang. Look at this. I don't know that that was the right email to send it to. That is my email. Don't email me. FYF jobs weekly. All right. It's a little plain, but it's there. And no Arby's got the meats, interestingly enough. They dropped that out of here. So we'll go ahead and tell Claude to add that back in. In the newsletter that was sent in development, what is it called? The editorial. That's what. Damn it! I didn't mean to double the editorial isn't included. The tutorial. Come on, bro. You heard me. Yeah, go ahead and add that in. Yeah, seems like an obvious oversight, Claude. Oh, we never included it. Oh, sorry, boss. Now check. Don't tell me what to do, Claude. I tell you. Oh, wait, not this one. That's the help when they're not available and all. I'll use the same red carpet approach. What does that mean? Red carpet approach? Oh, it's a library. It's a markdown rendering library. Can't believe the chat knows everything about AI. Okay. I like that. It'll just add a little placeholder. Welcome. Cool. Sweet. Yeah. Tell me about all your hard work, Claude. Yeah. Pat on the head, buddy. How about you get rid of your ego, friend? So we can go back here and we can say Arby's got the meats now. And that for sure is going to get sent. Yeah, we got the meats. Yeah, buddy. Not our colors, but that's all right. Does this work? Nope. All right. Unsubscribe did not work. We'll have Claude fix that. I'll add some finishing touches to this, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for joining, building here. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my new YouTube channel, Creator CTO. I'll be doing more content like this, more AI related content, more tips-based stuff that's more specific to that you can use and utilize, not just watching me do it, but that you can then take and apply to your own channel, to your own business, your own products, that sort of thing. Otherwise, I'll be back. We'll do some more streams on this channel, live builds and everything. Bring on some people who are building some other stuff using AI. And if you have something you've built or building and you think it's really cool, you want to show it off, I invite you to come on. Come yap with me. Come show us what you got. It's the world of the Tony Starks. We're all Tony Starks now. Let's build cool stuff. But yeah, thank you for joining and watching and for the input. And we'll see you next time. And if you like football, if you're following me for football stuff, we're live at 3 p.m. on Front Yard Fantasy. We're doing the game show. We got Jeopardy for you today. We'll see you there. All right. Goodbye. I love you. It's a long time. I was on my knees that whole time, bro.